This is Wildcat Walkthrough, and here are your hosts, Luca and Jesse.
Welcome to Wildcat Walkthrough, UNH's premier student recap of all things Wildcats. I'm Jesse Marzullo.
And I'm Luca Villeneuve. To start this week's show, we send it down to Michael Willard, who caught up with UNH standout running back Dylan Laube.
Although your Wildcats are eliminated from playoff contention, this game still has significance as it's superstar running back Dylan Laube's final game as a Wildcat.
What's your mindset going into that? I know it's emotional, and then also the rivalry.
Yeah.
What's any extra motivation?
Yeah, it's definitely a legacy game for us, especially for all the past alumni and stuff. Yeah. We're kind of playing for them, but at the end of the day, this is kind of our Super Bowl, even with our record and stuff. I think this is the one game that we sort of circle every single year. Yeah. I kind of have to give credit to our coaches too. I think they scheme up very impressive. Where every single game we're there while watching film every single day from Sunday to Friday, always scheming up something new. Where they're kind of trying to get me in certain spots to perform well. Yeah. So I kind of give most of my credit to them.
Speaking of your quarterback, you've had Max Brosmer for 3 years of your career. Can you talk a little bit about that relationship and the consistency at quarterback there?
Yeah.
How much that helps?
Yeah, so I lived with Max my true freshman year with him because he came in a semester later than me. So he was my neighbor in my dorm, and then sophomore year, junior year, and redshirt, and then the COVID year, obviously, we lived together. So he's one of my best friends. He works his butt off every single day. He's a hell of a captain. I really think he's going to be in the NFL someday.
There's someone you really try to model your game with in the NFL now or growing up?
I think recently, especially my time in high school now, I think I would have to say Christian McCaffrey. I think that's kind of my role model right now. He's the guy that I kind of mold my game around now. Once again, he does everything now for that.
You're also invited to the Reese's Senior Bowl. I want to talk a little bit about that, and that's obviously another big game.
Yeah. So once again, the competition level there is huge. It's the best of the best. I'm just excited to once again showcase my talent.
Any message to the UNH fans, coaches, players? I know it's your final game. Any final message you want to give out to them?
I think my final message, just overall is, man, just dream big, man. You kind of do whatever you want, man, in life, man. Just dream big, man, and shoot for the stars, man, and just have fun with it.
Laube will look to cap off his incredible collegiate career here at UNH. For Wildcat Walkthrough, I'm Michael Willard.
The border battle commences on Saturday at 1 p.m. in Wildcat Country. Tickets are still available at unhwildcats.com.
Men's soccer lost on a nail-biter against Bryant in the America East Championships. The Wildcats were able to hold a 0-0 score all the way until double overtime, until Bryant broke through. Despite the heartbreaking loss, the Wildcats earned an 8th seed postseason berth against either Syracuse or Boston University. This will be the 6th year in a row the Wildcats played in the NCAA postseason men's soccer tournament.
The men's basketball team took on Brown on Tuesday and won 82-64. They now sit at 2-1, and on Sunday they'll take on George Washington University in the nation's capital.
Swim and Dive will travel to Providence to compete in the Bruno Invitational this weekend. The team will be looking to improve their 2-time America East Swimmer of the Week, Ella Guilfoyle, to continue their undefeated season thus far.
The women's hockey team has opened the year with a record of 6-7-1, most recently splitting a series with Boston University last weekend. They'll aim to build momentum and pick up a huge win against Harvard next Tuesday at the Witt. Puck drops at 6 p.m. and can be seen on ESPN+.
This past weekend, the cross-country team competed in the NCAA Northeast Regional Meet. Aiden O'Hearn was able to record his personal best in the 10K, and Peyton Ramsey had the second best time among the men's team. The women's team finished 27th at the meet, with Jill Walker being our top finisher.
We'll take a break here, but coming up, Smiley DeShades recaps the fantastic season by the women's volleyball team and previews their upcoming playoff game this weekend.
Welcome back to Wildcat Walkthrough.
Now we go to Smiley DeShays for more on the women's volleyball team and their postseason clash against Binghamton.
The UNH volleyball team's coming off a winning season with an 18-8 record. The Wildcats had an undefeated record at home of 8-0 and a 7-3 record in the conference as they are coming off a 7-game win streak going into the American East Championships. With the Wildcats' most recent win against Binghamton, they closed out the season with a sweep. The Wildcats led in all sets with a score of 25-22, 25-20, and 25-19. This gave the Cats the 3-0 victory in Laube Gymnasium on November 12th. The Wildcats are ranked second in the American East standings with 1494 in digs and averaging 15.7 per game. Hannah Serbuski led the team in points with 302.5. She also led the team in kills. Avery Lepore led the team in digs with 363, and Kelly Kaufman leads the team in blocks with 94. The Cats head to the American East Championships in Baltimore, Maryland on November 17th against Binghamton. If the Wildcats get the win against Binghamton, they will face either UMBC or Bryant on November 18th. With that, I'm Smiley, and we head back to our host.
The America East Conference Championship will take place at 5 p.m. on Saturday in Baltimore.
Now let's go to Aria Klamola for a look into women's basketball.
Sunday, November 12th, the women's basketball team hosted their third game of the season here in Laube Gymnasium. The women's basketball team has had a great start this season with a record so far of 2-1. With your season just starting, what are some goals your team has this season?
Some goals we have is just like being able to get better each day and move on from what game we just had, whether we had a loss or win. I think just like being able to fix our mistakes and learn from them, and just like I think little goals at each time is what's going to help us this season.
The Cats came out with an impressive start in the first game of the season, beating the University of New England Nor'easters with a whopping 73-39. Avery O'Connor was your key player of the game, contributing 18 points. Avery was your top leading scorer of the game with 12 of her 18 points being threes. The team started the first quarter up by 17 and never looked back. The Wildcats led over the Nor'easters the entirety of the game. The women's basketball team had a quick road trip to Boston University on Friday, November 10th, where they fell to BU, taking their first loss of the season. The Cats were off to a slow start, trailing the Nor'easters by 3 in the first quarter. UNH gained their possession back in the second quarter, putting them 1 point ahead. The Cats unfortunately were not able to keep this going, losing 56-47. Coming off a close game, ultimately ending in a loss, what did your team do to bounce back and prepare for the future?
I think just like being able to have a short memory, just with like 1 day for preparation for our next game, just understanding like what we did wrong, but also like the good things we did to carry that on to our next game, which I think we did really well, just like getting that win with a really short turnaround.
With a quick turnaround, the Cats hosted Howard University Sunday at home. The Cats had their second win at home with a 59-51 win. Adara Groman, senior guard, had a stellar game, recording a double-double. Groman put up 20 of the 59 points scored. She also was able to rebound the ball 12 times. What are you personally looking forward to for the rest of the season?
I'm personally looking forward to just like seeing the growth that we have as a team and as myself, and just like I'm looking forward to some of like the bigger teams we're going to play and like the traveling we're going to do, and I think that will be really fun.
Groman started here as a freshman in the 2020-2021 season. She has played in every game each season to date. Adara was named America East Rookie of the Week last season. Last season, she started in 27 out of the 28 games. This is Adara's senior season, as she is going to be looked forward to lean on in the upcoming games. Now that you are a senior, do you feel as though you are a role model for the rest of the team?
I feel like I am, just with being here for 4 years, having significant minutes as a freshman up till now. I kind of know like the ins and outs of being on the court and off the court, and being able to grow with Coach Kelsey being her first year when I was a freshman. So I can just like help the underclassmen like understand how she works and how like the team environment should be, and like how to adjust to being on the court.
The Cats have an upcoming road trip as they first travel to Colorado State November 15th, and then to Las Vegas to play UNLV November 18th. The Cats will have to remain ready to play on the road for these upcoming games. For Wildcat Walkthrough, this is Aria Klamola.
The Wildcats have opened the year strong and are on a road trip facing off against the Runnin' Rebels of UNLV, and they'll host the Utah Tech Trailblazers at the Lundholm Gymnasium on November 22nd.
Coming up, Aiden Murphy takes us in for a look at men's hockey and their season ahead.
Welcome back to Wildcat Walkthrough. Now let's go to Aiden Murphy for more on men's hockey.
New Hampshire's men's hockey team spent the past 2 weeks resetting after a tough 2-game series against number 7 Providence. The now 13th-ranked UNH Wildcats look forward to a home-and-home weekend series against Northeastern, who's looking to get back into the win column for the first time since October 14th. The Wildcats have been one of the big surprises early in the college hockey season, picked to finish second to last in the preseason Hockey East poll. They began the season on fire with notable wins against first-ranked BU, fourth-ranked Quinnipiac, and a decisive 4-1 victory over the 17th-ranked Northeastern, vaulting the team to as high as 13th in the USCHO poll.
Obviously, we see the preseason poll rankings, and I think just going into every single game, we know we were picked 10th, and we just kind of want to show people what we're made of.
New Hampshire last played on November 4th in the latter half of a home-and-home series against Providence. The Friars proved to be a tough match for the Wildcats, winning the first game in a shootout and securing a 2-0 victory in Game 2.
Providence, they're just a really good defensive team. I thought we played really well in both games, couple breakdowns in the third period and in the second period. But it was a tight game the whole weekend. Obviously, 1-goal game the first night, goes to a shootout. We got unlucky, hit 3 posts. Second night, going into the third, if it's a 1-goal game there, I think we have a good chance. They just scored a second one, and it didn't work out in our favor. And we're all focused on Friday this week.
New Hampshire now enters the weekend hopeful to bounce back against a Northeastern team that has lost 5 straight after starting the season 2-0. The last time these teams met, 2 third-period goals from Steven Sardarian vaulted the Wildcats into the lead before Nikolai Jensen potted the dagger with just under 9 minutes remaining. The Wildcats had 25 shots on goal and just 2 penalty minutes against a Huskies team that struggled to put pressure on New Hampshire netminder Jacob Helston and only managed to win around 42% of faceoffs. The Wildcats will return to action at 7 p.m. on Sunday, November 18th. Tickets are available at unhwildcats.com, or you can watch the game live on ESPN+. For Wildcat Walkthrough, I'm Aiden Murphy.
The Cats have opened the season on fire with a 4-2-1 record, ranking 13th nationally. After this upcoming series against Northeastern, they'll head to Rochester, New York to take on RIT next week.
The gymnastics team released their schedule this past week. There will be 5 home meets this season, including the annual Meet the Team exhibition held in Lundholm Gymnasium on December 10th. The team is looking to have another stellar year, bringing back 5th years Kennedy Brown and Kylie Gorgani.
Over the summer, the Cats added 6 freshmen to their roster. UNH is looking to get their 4th Eagle Championship this season, their first win since 2019. That will do it for this week's episode of Wildcat Walkthrough. I'm Luca Villeneuve.
And I'm Jessie Marzullo. It's always a great day to be at Wildcat.